let's talk about the truth about the new Tesla offers that just got released. Are they good enough? What's the real math here? And what deals are actually going to be the ones to go after if you're looking to buy a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y? Or I guess we can throw Cybertruck in there as well because it has 0%. Yesterday, Tesla released some new incentives that are posted on Tesla's website, and the list is very, very, very extensive. I'm glad that they're doing this, putting it all on one page to make it easy to read and everything, but current offers are live, limited inventory is available, and Tesla is really focusing on one thing here, and that is pushing vehicles out by the September 30th, 7,500 federal tax credit that is ending, and really pointing to the fact that, hey, you should take delivery from inventory because that is where you're going to get the best deal. Of course, option credit or free option is happening on Model Y and Model 3, and you can kind of see it on various inventory vehicles because the discounts have been a little bit elevated, and some of it is a little bit weird. Like we found a vehicle that had no discount at all. So if that seems to be the case, then maybe try and talk to a Tesla sales advisor to see if they can reflect that the payment or reflect the discount is good to go on the vehicle. But the one thing is for sure, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so you can get 3 months of full self-driving added to your Tesla vehicle. If you're already buying full self-driving, then using our Tesla referral code does support the channel. So thank you to everybody that is doing that. But here's what the truth that is happening here with these Tesla offers, because as you might have noticed, the interest rates are not that good, at least not as good as last quarter. You can see Model Y 3.49% financing for 60 months. Last quarter, or even last month at this point, was 1.99% financing. You can see Model 3, we can see 0%, as low as 0%, but you do have to get full self-driving added onto the vehicle. Last month it was 0%. No full self-driving added at all. And if you don't want to do it, it's 2.49% APR with this. But the cool thing was this is that they are throwing on free upgrade for Model 3 and free upgrade for Model Y, which, I mean, that could be like a $2,000 valuation, especially if you're doing like colors like ultra red, quicksilver, like this one right here, $2,000 off. And so that's really like the points in areas where it could be a good deal, or even like this black one right here. I want a diamond black Model Y, $1,500 off is a pretty nice deal. And so that's where like some of these situations could come into play. But what my one fear was with when Tesla releases incentives is that there seems to be a shift in what Tesla is trying to push, and what they're trying to push is this APR interest rate, and trying to deduct some of that deductibleness of the interest rate or financing, which was passed with the one big beautiful bill. They're trying to see like, hey, you know, like if you take that deduction, you can pay that higher interest rate. It's okay for you to do it, which of course, if we do the math, it is not anywhere close to being the same at all. And I'll show you the hypothetical situation that we did. But if you're interested in doing this interest rate deduction, here is the quick TLDR on it. You can deduct up to $10,000 of interest, which sounds like a great idea, but to pay that much in interest, you're going to be buying an expensive vehicle at a super high interest rate. So it's really not worth it there. If you're single, you can do the full deduction of your income is less than 100K. If you're married, then your full deduction is if your income is less than 200K combined. And it's the same thing with the 7,500. It's AGI, so adjusted gross income. So if you fit in these parameters, it's a nice to have. And I'll show you why that I'm actually saying that. What's cool is it is on top of the standard deduction as well. And of course, stacks with the 7,500 federal tax credit. And if you do make income levels in these type of areas, then it starts to phase out. I don't know what the exact math, but you still get some of it. It's just not as full with all of it. But here's how the actual math comes into play here. And hopefully maybe Tesla, you might see that it could be worth it. It might not be worth it. It most likely isn't, but you'll see how some of the interest rates come into play here. We can see right now the Model Y is 3.49% and the Model 3 is 2.49%. It was zero. But here's the hypothetical math. If you qualify for the tax deduction and if you're buying and you pay interest, which you will be at 3.49%, here is your total interest paid. Because the one thing with this is that only 4 years, the next 4 years, 2025 to 2028, only those years are going to be tax deductible with the interest that you pay. And so the hypothetical math here is that you'll be paying about $4,358 in interest, which if you're at the 24% bracket of $100,000, then your net effective interest after savings is around $3,515 in total interest paid, or a cash in your pocket benefit of $1,000 or $1,045. And of course, that effective APR is 2.45%. So not as good as 1.99%, but I guess a step in the right direction there. But basically, at the end of the day, you're still paying more interest, which is paying money to the banks, which I guess is what Tesla doesn't have to subsidize, but it's deductible, so it is a lesser thing. But the other thing with this is you have to remember to pay for this or to file this on your taxes without all this stuff. And I mean, it's not as easy as just taking a $7,500 federal tax credit with a point of sale or anything. And so that's kind of my one fear with this. Now, it is still at the end of the day, if we zoom out and take a look at the industry, 3.49% is pretty good and pretty respectable. I think the average new car interest rate is like 6 to 7%, but only the reason why we're, I guess, hating on it is because we're just conditioned to like 0%, 1.99, or whichever. And so that's why I kind of feel like now, yes, there is going to be a rush of people that look to go and buy Tesla Model Ys and Model 3s, because at this point you probably have been researching or in the research mode for maybe a month or 2 or 3 months. And you probably don't want to wait until the end of the $7,500 tax credit, because yes, even though it's ending on September 30th, and yes, that's like what, almost 3 months, like 2.5 months at this point. If you live in certain areas which doesn't have tons of inventory like we see here, like in California is, you might not want to take the risk, because the worst thing that could happen is that your delivery could get pushed into past September, even October, and then you would not be able to get the $7,500 federal tax credit. And so certainly maybe a lot of people are just saying like, hey, I've spent enough time, I just want to lock it down. I like the $2,000 off. I'm okay with 3.49. I really ultimately want the $7,500 federal tax credit discount. And so certainly it is a pretty interesting moment at this moment. Let us know, what are you searching for? What deals are you looking to find, and which one is going to be the best one for you? Because if you don't play in the parameters of the full self-driving, the best interest rate for Model 3 is going to be 2.49 for 60 months and Model Y at 3.49 for 60 months. But the one thing's for sure, I know you all want a big discount to get maximum value or maximum discounts on your current vehicle. Well, don't forget about your vehicle that you're selling. And that's where our partners at Give Me the VIN come into play. Give Me the VIN is a vendor in which you can, a partner where you can actually sell your vehicle from the comfort of your home. And they want to get you maximum value for your vehicle, and they want to buy your vehicle as well. And so definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. And right now they're doing a $25,000 cash giveaway if you sell your vehicle to them as well. So definitely check it out. GiveMeTheVIN.com. But let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking. If you qualify for this tax deduction, it is a nice to have. As you can see from the math here, you'll be able to save like an extra $1,000, which at the same time, you have to like keep the loan all the way to that. The books and any financial advisors say like, hey, you don't want to keep loans too long. You want to pay it down quicker, because that's how financing loans work with these Tesla vehicles or any financing vehicle. The quicker you pay it off, the less interest you pay at the end of the day. If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously, because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there, and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up: my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data like your addresses, phone numbers from those sketchy broker sites, Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it and you should too.